My girlfriend said, I told everyone I'm single at work. It's easier that way. I replied, totally understand. Then I changed my relationship status to engaged with her boss's sister who'd been flirting with me for months. When she saw the office group chat explode, I, 32M, am still trying to process the explosion that happened last week. My girlfriend of 3 years, Amelia, 29F, and I live together. We split everything 50-50. I run my own IT consulting business, and she's a marketing manager at a mid-sized financial firm. This is important. For the last 6 months, my company has had a major contract with her firm. I was overseeing a huge server migration. It was a coincidence, but her boss, David, hired me because he knew my work. I was on site 3 or 4 days a week. From the start, Amelia was weird about it. Please don't come over and boyfriend me at my desk, she'd say. It's unprofessional. Fair enough. I'm a professional. When I'm on site, I'm working. I just did my job, kept my head down, and only interacted with the IT department and senior management. The project was managed by the COO, Clara, 35F. She's David's sister and co-owns the firm. She's sharp, no nonsense, and I'll just say it, has been openly friendly and a little flirtatious with me for months. In a professional way, but it was there. I, of course, never reciprocated. I was with Amelia. Anyway, the project was a huge success. We finished 2 weeks early. Last Thursday, the firm held a company-wide happy hour to celebrate the launch. Amelia explicitly told me not to come. It's a team-only thing. You being there would be weird. I was planning to just grab my laptop and go home. But as I was signing out, Clara and David both insisted I come. You're the man of the hour, Mark. You have to be here. First drink is on us. I couldn't really say no to the CEO and COO. I texted Amelia, hey, David and Clara are insisting I stay for the party, grabbing one drink and then I'm out. See you in a bit. She just replied, fine, just don't embarrass me. Embarrass her? Okay. The party was in a private section of a nice bar. I was talking to David about a potential retainer agreement when I looked over at Amelia. She was in a circle with her work friends and a guy I didn't recognize. He was tall, good-looking, expensive suit. He was laughing, and she was touching his arm. A lot. I didn't think much of it until I walked past them to get to the bar. I heard the guy, I later learned his name is Chad, a new hotshot manager, ask her, so, a girl like you, you've got to have a boyfriend hiding somewhere, right? I stopped. I couldn't help it. I just listened. I will never forget her laugh. It was light and breezy. God, no, she said. I'm totally single. It's just so much easier at work, you know? You can actually focus on your career. I hate all that relationship drama. Chad smiled. That's a relief. In that case, I'd love to take you out this weekend. Properly. I'd like that, she said. I didn't hear any more. I just turned around, walked out of the bar, and went home. When she got home 3 hours later, she was humming. She'd clearly had a great time. You left early, she said, tossing her keys in the bowl. I told you it was a team party. I heard you, I said, not looking up from my laptop. Heard what? Telling Chad you're single, and that you hate relationship drama, and that you'd like to go out with him. The color drained from her face. You were eavesdropping on me. I was walking to the bar, Amelia. You weren't exactly whispering. How long? How long what? How long have you been single at work? She huffed and crossed her arms. This is the part that kills me. She got defensive. I don't know, a few months. It's not a big deal. And Steph, it's just easier. People treat you differently. They take you more seriously. It's just a work thing. A work thing that involves you agreeing to go on a date with your manager? Oh my God, I was just flirting. It's how you network. You wouldn't understand. Now you're gonna make this a whole thing, aren't you? This is exactly the kind of drama I was talking about. She was gaslighting me, turning her lie into my drama. Something inside me just clicked. All the weirdness for the last 6 months. Her hating me being at her office, her never posting photos of us, her constant late nights working and team drinks. I just looked at her, stared, she fidgeted. What? I closed my laptop. You're right, I said. She blinked. I am? Yes, it's just easier. I totally understand. I stood up, grabbed my pillow and a blanket from the closet. What are you doing? She asked, her voice suddenly nervous. It's late, you've got your networking to do. I've got to be up early. I'll take the couch. Don't be ridiculous, Mark. Come to bed. No, I totally understand your position. We should keep things separate. It's easier. She stared at me, completely baffled, as I walked out and shut the living room door. I didn't sleep. I just sat in the dark, my mind racing. She wanted her work life to be separate. She wanted to be single? Fine. I'd give her exactly what she wanted. At 7 a.m. I sent a text to Clara. Clara, it's Mark. Apologies for the early text. Are you free for a coffee this morning, off-site? I need to discuss a sensitive matter regarding my contract and a potential conflict of interest. She replied almost immediately. 8 a.m. The cafe around the corner from the office. Is everything okay? It will be, I texted back. I just need to make sure I'm handling this professionally. I was done being the nice guy. She wanted a work relationship? I was going to give her one. Update 1. I met Clara at the cafe. She looked concerned. Mark, you look like you haven't slept. What's wrong? I was calm. Professional. Clara, I'm here because of a conflict of interest I just became aware of. It's Amelia. She's my girlfriend, or was. I'm ending the relationship. Last night, I overheard her telling Chad she's totally single and she accepted a date with him. When I confronted her, she confirmed she's been telling everyone at the office she's single for months because it's easier. Clara just nodded slowly, her expression hardening. She didn't tell him she was flirting to network? She did, yes. Clara sighed and leaned back. Mark, I'm going to be blunt. I've suspected this for a while. Her work has been suffering. She and Chad have been spending hours in meetings that produce nothing. They were supposed to be co-leading the pitch for the new Bridgeline account. That pitch is due in 2 weeks, and my brother David is breathing fire because it's nowhere near ready. This explains a lot. I nodded. I'm leaving her. I'm moving out. But my concern is this. I'm negotiating a retainer with your firm. I can't be in a position where my ex-girlfriend, an employee, can claim I'm biased or harassing her or creating a hostile environment. I need to get ahead of this. Clara looked at me, and a slow smile spread across her face. It was not a friendly smile. It was a predator's smile. Mark, she said, you're a professional. She is not. You're worried about her claiming harassment? She's the one who's been lying to her employer, her colleagues, and her partner. She's been wasting company time, and she's about to tank my brother's biggest potential client of the year. Oh no, you are not the one with the problem here. She is. What do you mean? I asked. I mean, I've been dealing with a minor annoyance of my own, a very pushy ex-boyfriend who won't stop sending gifts to the office, convinced we're getting back together. It's unprofessional, and it's undermining my authority. I was confused. I'm sorry to hear that. How does that relate to? It relates, she said, leaning in, because we have a mutual problem. A manipulative, unprofessional ex and an employee who thinks she can lie to everyone. What if we solved both problems at once? I'm still not following, I said. She wants to be single at work. She wants to be seen as a free agent. She wants to network. Let's give her the biggest networking opportunity of her life. My family's company. We're very old school. We're having our big quarterly review and success party next Friday. Everyone will be there, including the Bridgeline client. Okay. What if, she said, tapping her coffee cup, you and I gave them something to talk about? What if my annoying ex saw very publicly that I had moved on? And what if Amelia saw very publicly that you had too, with someone a little higher on the food chain? I stared at her. You're suggesting we pretend? I'm suggesting, she said, that we announce our engagement at the party. I almost choked on my coffee. You're serious? An engagement? Isn't that extreme? Is it? She lied to your face for months. She's actively trying to date her manager while living with you. She's an idiot and a liability. My brother wants her gone. This gives us the perfect, airtight, dramatic reason. She'll be so humiliated she'll have no choice but to resign. My ex will get the message, and you'll walk away as the guy who's now part of the family. It's clean, it's brutal, and frankly, I think it would be fun. She held out her hand. Don't worry, she said, seeing my hesitation. This is a business proposal, Mark. We'll call it off amicably a few weeks later. A whirlwind romance that burned too bright, but the damage to our respective problems will be done. Are you in? She was right. It was clean, it was brutal, and it was exactly what Amelia deserved. She wanted to play work games? Fine. I'd play. I'm in, I said. We shook on it. I went home. Amelia was already at work. I spent the next 4 days moving. I found a new apartment, a nice one, and signed the lease. I used my own savings. I methodically moved all my important things, my clothes, my computer gear, my financials. I left the furniture we bought together. I didn't care. Amelia was barely home. She'd come in late, smelling of perfume and wine, and crash in the bedroom. I stayed on the couch. We barely spoke. She seemed to be loving her new single life. "You're really gonna keep this up?" she asked me on Wednesday night. "Keep what up? I'm just giving you the space you said you wanted. Keeping work and life separate. It's easier, remember?" "Whatever, Mark. You're being a child." "Okay." She hated that. My one-word answers. She stormed off. On Friday, I moved the last of my things. The apartment was empty of me. I left my key on the kitchen counter with a note. "Amelia, you were right. It's just easier this way. We're done. Don't call me." Then I went to my new apartment, showered, and put on my best suit. I had a party to get to. I had an engagement to announce. Update 2. The quarterly review party was at a high-end hotel ballroom. This wasn't just some happy hour. This was the event. All staff, senior partners, and even some key clients. The Bridgeline client, Mr. Harrison, was at the front table. I walked in and Clara met me by the door. She looked incredible. She also looked nervous. "You ready for this?" she whispered. "I am," I said. "Good." She took my arm. "Let's mingle." We walked the room. As CEO David, her brother, was already on stage giving a year-in-review speech. Amelia was in the third row, sitting right next to Chad. I watched as she leaned over and whispered something in his ear, and he laughed. She had no idea I'd moved out. She probably hadn't even been home yet. She saw me walk in with Clara on my arm. Her eyes narrowed. The confusion on her face was delicious. She looked at me, then at Clara, then back at me. I just gave her a polite professional nod. She looked away, flustered. David finished his speech. "And now I'm going to turn it over to our COO, my sister Clara, for the project awards." Clara walked on stage, all business. She gave out awards. Salesperson of the quarter, best team synergy. Then she said, "And finally a special award. This goes to the man who saved our entire server migration, coming in under budget and ahead of schedule, Mr. Mark Hansen." The room applauded. I walked up to the stage. Clara handed me a glass plaque. "Thank you, Clara. Thank you, David. It was a pleasure working with your team." I started to walk off, but Clara put a hand on my arm. "Actually, Mark, there's one more announcement, isn't there?" The room went quiet. Amelia was staring, her mouth half open. Clara turned to the crowd. "As many of you know, this project has been my entire life for 6 months, but it's also brought something else into my life." She turned to me, beaming. "Mark and I, well, we're engaged." She grabbed my hand and held it up. On her finger was a massive diamond ring, which she later told me was her grandmother's, perfect for the role. The room went insane. Clapping, cheering. David, playing his part perfectly, ran up and hugged us both. "I'm so happy. Welcome to the family, Mark." I looked out over the crowd. I saw Clara's ex, the pushy one near the back. His face was pale, and he looked like he'd been punched. He turned and walked right out of the ballroom. Problem 1, solved. Then, my eyes found Amelia. She was on her feet, just standing there, pale as a ghost. Her friend next to her was grabbing her arm, saying something. Chad was looking at her, then at me, then at Clara, his face a mask of pure confusion. He looked like he'd just realized he'd been played. The office group chat on her table was exploding. I could see the screen lighting up from 30 feet away. Then she screamed, not a word, just a sound. "No." The room went dead silent. Everyone turned to her. What is this?" she yelled, pointing at me. "Mark? What are you doing? He's my boyfriend. He lives with me." Clara looked at her, feigning confusion. I'm sorry, Amelia. Your boyfriend. What are you talking about?" "Mark, tell them you're with me." She was starting to cry now. I just looked at her. Calmly. My voice was amplified by the microphone still on the podium. "Amelia, I'm confused. You told me 3 weeks ago in our apartment that you are totally single at work, that it's easier that way, that you hate relationship drama. I just took you at your word. I understood, so I moved on. You could have heard a pin drop. You what?" she whispered. "I moved out, Amelia. All my stuff is gone. I left my key on the counter. We're done. You said your work life and your personal life are separate. Well, Clara is my new work life and my new personal life." Amelia looked at Chad, then at David, then at the Bridgeline client, who was watching this whole thing with a look of utter disgust. David stepped forward. Amelia, is this true? Have you been telling colleagues you're single? Chad, trying to save himself, immediately said, She told me she was single. She agreed to go out with me. I had no idea. Amelia looked at him, betrayed. You? Clara stepped back up to the mic. Amelia, your performance has been under review for weeks. You and Chad were tasked with the bridgeline pitch, and you've delivered nothing. You've been lying to senior management, to your colleagues, and apparently to your partner. This is the most unprofessional behavior I have ever seen. She turned to David. Brother, I think this seals it. David nodded. Amelia, Chad, you're both fired, effective immediately. Security will escort you to your desks to collect your personal belongings, then you will be removed from the premises. Amelia just collapsed. I'm not kidding. She just fell into her chair, sobbing. Chad was yelling, This is unfair. She told me. Security was already there. They hauled Chad out, still protesting. They had to help Amelia to her feet. She was screaming, Mark, you did this to me. You ruined my life. As they dragged her past the stage, I just leaned into the mic one last time. No, Amelia, I just totally understood. The room was silent for a beat. Then Clara's ex-boyfriend was gone. Amelia and Chad were fired. The Bridgeline client was staring, and I was standing on stage, engaged to my new boss. My phone buzzed. It was a text from Amelia. I hate you. I just deleted it. Final update, it's been 6 months. The fallout was, well, it was nuclear. The engagement, as planned, was called off about a month after the party. Clara and I posted a very amicable, very adult announcement about wanting different things and remaining the closest of friends. By then, the story of what really happened had cemented. Clara's annoying ex got the message and hasn't been heard from since. Amelia, as you can imagine, did not go quietly. The night she was fired, she went home to an empty apartment. She apparently had a total meltdown. She blew up my phone, my email. She called my parents. She called my clients. Then she went to social media. She posted a massive rambling story about how I was a manipulative monster, how Clara was a predator who stole me, how I planned to get her fired. She played the victim card so hard she almost broke it. She tagged the company, she tagged me, she tagged everyone. This lasted for about 48 hours. Then her own friends turned on her. One of her work besties, the one who sat next to her at the party, started leaking the real story. She posted screenshots of the group chats. The ones where Amelia bragged about networking with Chad. The ones where she called me clueless and laughed about how she had me trained. She posted texts where Amelia was planning what she'd do with her big bonus from the Bridgeline pitch. The one she wasn't even working on. It was a total public execution. Amelia's victim narrative evaporated instantly. She was exposed as a liar, a cheater, and a fraud. She deleted all her social media accounts within a day. As for Chad, he tried to sue for wrongful termination. David and Clara's lawyers buried him in a single motion. They produced his work logs, his meeting schedules, all with Amelia, and the unfinished, pathetic excuse for a pitch he'd submitted. He dropped the suit. Amelia couldn't find another job in the city. She was blacklisted. The financial marketing world is small. The story of the girl who got fired by the CEO at the company party after her single at work lie blew up in her face? That story travels. Last I heard, she'd moved back in with her parents in her hometown, 3 states away. She's apparently working as a receptionist at a dentist's office. And me? Well, my consulting business is booming. David and Clara were so impressed with my server migration, and let's be honest, my discretion and loyalty, that they put me on a massive permanent retainer. I'm my own boss, but I have the stability of a full-time job. I'm making triple what I was before. And Clara? Here's the part I didn't see coming. After we broke off our fake engagement, we kept grabbing coffee. Then it became dinner. Then it became, well, we've been dating, for real. For about 4 months now, it's different. It's not the drama and games I had with Amelia. It's easy. It's 2 adults who respect each other. We're partners in every sense of the word. We haven't told the office yet. We're enjoying the quiet. It's funny. Amelia said she wanted to be single at work because it was easier. She wanted to get ahead. In the end, she lost her job, her man, her friends, and her apartment. I just wanted a partner who respected me And in the end, I got a new life, a new business, and a new partner who actually does. She wanted to play games. She just didn't realize I was playing chess while she was playing checkers. She wanted to be single. I just made sure she was, permanently.